2, 3.
Welcome back to Dr. Walls and Friends, and I'm here with Grandmaster Triplett. How are you doing today?
Doing well. Doing well today.
We were just talking off camera, and I could talk to you for such a long time about so many different things. So let's see. Let's start out. We're here at the World Karate Union, so let's start out with the martial arts part of your life.
Okay.
So why don't you share with the people a little bit about the martial arts?
Well, I started many years ago doing pencak silat, Indonesian knife fighting art. And so I took lessons for about 3 years with an instructor. Back in those days, it was 3-hour classes, probably 3-4 days a week.
Wow.
So you put in a lot of time, and instruction was a very strong, very heavy type of instruction. My instructor moved away, so I looked for something else. I took Kung Fu for a while.
Okay.
Then I found the late Grandmaster Joe Fusaki. He did karate.
Okay.
And he also did an Americanized version of ninjutsu. So I was intrigued back in those days about ninjutsu. We're talking about the late 70s.
Okay.
And then I saw a performance by Ronald Duncan in Madison Square Garden and ended up moving out to Pennsylvania. And I was so intrigued with that performance that Ronald Duncan did. I said, I want to get more into ninjutsu. So what we started doing was paying for people who have gone to Japan, who have gone through different ninjutsu programs, from the Bujinkan, the Genbukan, and what we did is we paid for them to come up and train us.
Wow.
So we did that for about 13 years here in the Allentown area of Pennsylvania. And so I got more into ninjutsu. It seemed to be more of a nicer fit for me with the type of movements that they're doing. It seemed like it was more appropriate. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. I've developed the Phoenix Nimpo Brew many years ago, and member of the Circle of Masters with Grandmaster Dan McGeady, who I know you've interviewed here today.
Yes.
And I'm also, I heard you say Soki,
Yes.
as the founder of the Phoenix Nimpo Brew.
Okay. Wow, so that's one aspect of your life, but there's another aspect that I know a very good friend of mine and my brother will be very interested in learning about. Tell us about this part of your life.
Well, we did several career moves. After I ran a martial arts school for 9 years in the Easton area, my wife and I did a little bit of a lifestyle change, and we now are one of the owners of a Vintner Circle store, which is, Vintner Circle is a startup franchise. There's only 5 stores in New Jersey, 2 in Pennsylvania, and the next 6 months will be 1 in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Wow.
And what we do is we enable people to spend time with family and friends. You get to come to our store and you can make your own wine.
You hear that, wrestling time? You make your own wine.
So you can make your own wine. There are 4 visits over a 7-week period. You end up with 28 bottles of your own wine with your own label on it.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, I don't drink wine. I have attempted, I understand there's an appreciation for it. But if anybody would like to make a bottle of wine and name it after me, I'd be very happy for that.
When I hear somebody say that they don't drink wine, I think it's just because they haven't found the right wine.
I believe that.
Because I'm gonna just play with you, looking at your face and
Yes.
just thinking you're a very sweet person. So what if I said chocolate raspberry port?
I'm not a big chocolate fan.
Oh, well, I lost that on that one.
Yeah, that's all right.
I thought you would, but we have things like chocolate raspberry port. We're going to do this we're going to have a dinner July 12th up at Rossi's in Archibald in Dixon City.
Okay.
Around the Dixon City area of Pennsylvania. It's food and wine pairing dinner, and we're talking about all those nice ports that are coming out for the winter. They'll be out in October. It's chocolate raspberry port, strawberry port, several different, for those people that do like the sweet taste.
Yes.
They really go for
sounds
that.
good. So now for people to get in contact with you who would like to take part in this, what's the best way for them to get a hold of you or to find out where to come?
Well, if they go to the website www.vintnercircle, that's VINTNERS,
Right.
circle, CIRCLE.com. You can go there and look for Dixon City. When you go to our website, pull in for the search for taste, because we call it Taste the Experience.
Okay.
And that's what we're calling the dinner. And you just pull it for Dixon City, and then you can order your tickets there, and we just have a great dinner.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
With some great wine.
Now, usually after dinner and having wine, people like to read. And I understand that you have a new book out.
You're sneaky.
I know. Tell us about your new book.
What I did is, many of the teenagers that were coming into my martial art program, what they seemed to be lacking is some skills to have a positive future. They had limited plans. you know, if you say, what are you going to do in the future? They might say a job name, but there was no passion in behind that job name. They were just pulling out a career. And I think there's a lot more to what are you going to do for your future. So what I did is I started putting some little exercises together for them, and started giving it to some of my teenagers so they would provide them a little bit of focus. And what I've done recently is I've actually self-published a book. It's Grandmaster Stan Triplett's Life Directions Program. It's got 4 chapters in it. The first chapter is the development of a life mission statement. We think that's very, very important. Just like corporate businesses will have a mission statement, all activities support that mission statement. We do. Is there anything that's more important than having your own personal mission statement? So that's what we do. We have in that first chapter, they're going to actually start writing out, thinking about their own personal mission statement.
That is so important.
So once they have that mission statement established, they now know kind of like the direction where they want to go in their life. In order to succeed, you have to have good time management skills, and that's what we have in the second chapter. So we actually give them exercises on what makes a good organizer. Whether it's a hard copy form or whether it's electronic form, it doesn't matter. The exercises still go into play. So have a good time management skill so you can get where you want to go. The third chapter is, it's actually career planning. Identifying your own personal skill sets, identifying a career you think you might want to go for. And then there's actually exercises in the workbook that you actually find somebody doing that job today, contact them, either in person or on phone or however you're going to do it, but contact them, ask them their advice, and if possible, if you could sit with them on their job or follow them in the job for the day before making that college investment for all the money, and then you find out you don't want to do that job after you get out. So we do that first. So that's the third chapter. Fourth chapter is feedback skills, how to give proper feedback to your subordinate, to your boss, to your peer, for different things. There's a lot of young folks when they're coming out of college, you know, they're skilled, they may have knowledge from what they learned in there, but people skills and how to communicate is lacking. So what we try to do is give that to them. What we encourage for that particular exercise when they're in a group setting is we put on a camera and we get them in a situation. Let's just say you were late for work every day this week, and now I'm going to play the role of the boss, so I come in and I talk to you. Am I the type of person who's going to lean on the desk and say, you have been late, with a close-ended statement? Or do I start, hey, I've noticed that you were late today. Why was it? This person may have been late 5 times for bad reasons, but this 6th reason, maybe it was because they were pulling somebody out of a burning car this morning. So maybe I might find that excusable, but if I use a close-ended statement, I shut that off. So we try to educate them on the difference. So we have 4 chapters. We end it with the Master's Challenge, because I challenge you to go through the exercises. I challenge you to finish it, and I challenge you to reach those successes that you want to reach in life by what you put in your mission statement. So that's what's on the Life Directions Program.
I love it. So now this sounds like a great book for parents to work with their teenagers, with their children. It also sounds like a great book for schools to have. How can people get a hold of a copy of this book?
The best way to do it is go to www.lulu.com. You can order right through lulu.com, and you can just order it right there.
All right, and give the people the name of the book again?
It's Grandmaster Stan Triplett's Life Directions Program.
So Stan Triplett, we have talked about wine, we have talked about books, and we have talked about your martial arts.
Thank you.
So you are a Grandmaster. We got Triplett, it goes right with your name.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, and we'll see you again real soon on Dr. Walls and Friends.